Hi everyone, my name is Amanda, and today's topic is all about coping with chronic illness. So today's video is going to be a little bit different than my previous videos. I'm still new to YouTube and trying to figure out the best way to handle things. And one of the biggest reasons I'm just going to change it up is because I don't think I have the energy to try to do it how I was doing it before. In my previous videos, I really tried to have things scripted out and tried to make it as perfect as I could, editing out all of the mistakes, and it really took a lot of energy out of me to do that. And I'm realizing I'm not going to be able to keep up with things if I keep trying to do it like that. So I'm just going to give you the honest, real thing. I'm going to just talk to you as I would if you were sitting here in the room with me, and know that sometimes I might have trouble finding my words due to brain fog. I will do the best that I can to communicate with you and hope that you will communicate back with me. I also decided that I really wanted these to be more of an open conversation. I don't want it to be so one-sided. I feel like I'm sharing my ideas and thoughts with all of you, but I didn't want it to seem like it was a classroom and like there was going to be a test on it later. I want it to feel genuine. This channel is all about candor, and so I'm going to show you the real me. This is what it is, and hope that we can really grow together and help each other on these journeys. So I've been dealing with chronic illness for a little over 30 years now. I have fibromyalgia, ME/CFS, which is chronic fatigue syndrome, and osteoarthritis, heart disease, hypothyroidism, several others. There's kind of a long list. So today's topic about coping with chronic illness, I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I have found that have helped me. This is not meant to be an all-encompassing list. I'm sure there's things I may have forgotten to bring up, and things I'll think of later, and things I'll learn later, and hopefully from all of you. I really would love it if you'd comment and tell me the ways that you found helpful to cope with chronic illness, or that someone you love has found helpful to cope with their chronic illness. So I've just made some bullet points for myself rather than scripting the whole thing out. And I'm going to refer to my notes often, and I will just kind of go through it like that. Probably the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about coping with my chronic illness is my faith is a big part of that for me. Prayer is life-changing for me. Now, I respect all faiths and would love to hear your thoughts. As long as they're respectful, please. I'd be respectful of your faith. Please be respectful of mine. And I know that for me, I know that God hears and answers my prayers, and He doesn't always take away the hard things, but He certainly does give me strength to get through them. And so for me, that's the number one thing to help me. But I've got a long list of other things that I feel are very helpful. Mindfulness and meditation is kind of along that same strain, but taking time to slow down and allow myself to take a deep breath. Deep breathing is sometimes the best way for me to cope. I have noticed at times when I've been in severe pain and I'm trying to find a comfortable position, sometimes I can't find a comfortable position. I learned about this somewhere. I can't even remember where I learned about it, but instead of trying to not think about the pain, I actually focus directly on the pain. And as I'm doing that, taking a very slow, deep breath and slowly let it out. I have no idea why this works. Please comment below if you know what this is called or why it is so effective. But for me, it does. It seems to take the edge off of that pain a little bit, just slowly breathing. I know I've had moments where being in hospital and trying to just make it through some excruciating pain and just having to tell myself, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and just really try to meditate and think on the happy things. Positive thinking is a very important part, and I know there are many places that help people with that, kind of retraining your brain to think in the positive ways. I definitely believe in that. I think that is great stuff. Sometimes I have to just stop and remind myself, it's going to be okay. I have to tell myself verbally, everything's okay. It's going to be okay. And even though I'm hurting right now, it's going to get better. It's not always going to be this intense. And that does help me to think of the happy things. I have to focus on what I can do, because if I just focus on what I can't do, what I wish I could do, what I feel like I ought to be doing, the depression just really creeps up. And it's so much better to say, whoa, at the end of each day, to look back at my day and go, oh, well, hey, I was able to do this and I was able to do that. It might be very small, minor things. Sometimes it's, hey, I took a shower and I brushed my teeth and I did the dishes. Like, maybe there's just a few things, but that was something that I accomplished, and so it helps, really does. Gratitude, just again, thinking of all the things that I have around me that I'm so blessed to have, and I know there are many people who are struggling to have those basic necessities, and I do feel very blessed and pray that people throughout the world will be able to have the things that they need as they need them. But we really do have so much to be thankful for. I like to tune into nature in the mornings, especially before it gets too hot. I like to go outside and just listen. If I'm just tuning into the sounds around me, for some reason that's very just calming. To hear the birds singing in the trees, and maybe I can hear a train in the distance or an airplane flying overhead, listening to the wind rustling through the leaves on the trees, just taking that moment to enjoy nature and kind of tune in with nature. I love when the flowers are blooming. I just love flowers, and love noticing the beautiful earth around us. Just such a calming and peaceful thing that helps me. Listening to my body. Sometimes our body really does tell us when we're getting to our stopping point. I'm guilty of ignoring it a lot. But if we do, I find if I do listen to that, it's so much better, because my body will warn me when I'm getting to the edge, when I need to be done with things. And my body will also tell me if there are certain kinds of foods that are not working well with me, that maybe my body's reacting to. Try to avoid those foods. And I'm not always good at that. I will say that chocolate is probably one of my favorite ways of coping with chronic illness. And I'm not saying that's a good thing, but I'm showing you the true self. This is who I am. I love chocolate and it makes me happy. So having a little bit of chocolate every day, that helps me cope. It helps me get through. And again, I know things should be avoided in excess, and obviously we have to be very careful about the things we put in our bodies. Stretching is huge for me. Stretching really helps to keep me limber. I feel like my body's going to kind of freeze up. I feel like I'm turning to stone if I don't stretch. But stretching, just while it actually can be painful, for me it is anyway, but it's also healing, and so it has long-term benefits. I know if I just take the time to do it every day, it's going to be much better for me in the long run. Low impact exercise. For me, it's very important to be low impact and to be very gradual and slow. I cannot just suddenly start a new activity. I've tried that many times, even such simple things. The doctors told me, swimming or just walking in the swimming pool would be a great exercise. And lo and behold, I actually injured my hip doing that. You wouldn't think that's possible, but sure enough, I injured my hip and could hardly walk after that. So for me, I've learned just very slowly, like my mind thinks I ought to be able to do these things. And so I just tend to want to jump in and do them. And then my body's like, whoa, what are you doing? And so slowly work up to things and be content with, hey, celebrate the little small victories. Hey everyone, if you're finding this helpful in any way or insightful, please hit the like and subscribe button. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. All that hitting that subscribe button does is it tells YouTube that you want to see more of my videos, and it will let you know when a new video is out. So after editing this video, I realized it's way longer than I originally thought it was going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and break it into 2 parts so it's a little bit easier for you all to watch. And we'll stop here for now and have this to be continued. And thank you all for watching.